Okay, so I've been known to pick up my tractor with my crane and throw it over a fence. But what I've never ever seen is a big giant crane being picked up by another even more giant crane. And it appears that that's what's happening right here. Okay. So I usually don't have time for this kind of thing, but you know what? So I saw this crane. I'll show you where I was. I was over at the Winchester Mystery House, over there taking care of all the palms, fertilizing and everything, getting ready, figuring out the whole trim job we got to do.
Beautiful place. You need to go check that out when you have a chance. And I did use a crane over there, plant a bunch of trees.
And I looked over here and I saw this big white crane up in the sky. And I saw the boom directly over what looked to be another crane. It was hard to tell because there's this big giant fence. And I am standing on top of my Samurai, you know, with all my junk, gonna go do a deliver an avocado tree. And then I noticed that, are those guys gonna lift that crane up? Are they rigged up above that other crane? That's what it looks like. So I came over, got up on top of my rig here, and sure enough, speaking of rig, there they are. It looks like they're gonna rig all the straps to the outriggers of the crane. The outriggers are the things that stick out. They go psh, and they go down for stabilization. They've got one already hooked up over here. Now they're working on hooking these up over here. They've got two spreader bars. That's a spreader bar, and that's a spreader bar. And then that keeps the strap off of the load in the middle. And then it goes up in an A shape to the top to one central point. Now, it looks like they are going to lift this thing into a big, enormous pit, is my guess, because the crane is really set up close to this big pit. See the big pit over there? I know this is not horticulture related, and my channel is True Plant Stories, but if you look on the internet, you can find all kinds of videos on crane fails, and I watch them all the time, and excavator fails especially. And it's basically a bunch of videos of stuff like this just going bad. And I hope that doesn't happen here, because it'd be extremely dangerous and problematic for the job, and costly. That yellow crane there probably cost $2 million or some ridiculous sum. The other one here probably costs like $5 million. So just a tire on one of those things probably costs you like $2,000 each. But anyway, you can imagine if you ruined the crane because you dropped it and tipped both of them over, that would be extremely costly. But just watching this happen without a fail would be pretty remarkable. So I'm gonna stand here until they get this done. But I think they're lifting it down into this excavated pit. It looks like that's probably going to be a parking structure underneath a building they're building. And they probably need capacity that they can't get from the edge. So once it's down in that pit, they could probably drive the yellow crane around a little bit and do something important that they need done. So here we go. Probably have a couple cut points. It looks like it's gonna take a while. I'm not gonna leave until these guys pick this thing up. This looks wild. I guess I could actually pick my crane up like this with a big giant crane, put it somewhere, and then pull it back if I wanted to. But
yeah, I wonder if they've done this before. Anyway, it's gonna be interesting.
okay, crane is still on the ground. They're getting their courage up to lift it, because I would be extremely nervous if it were my crane, either one. And be interested to see how much this thing costs. But this particular crane is a Grove GMK 6350. The truck weighs itself 90 tons. I just looked it up on the internet. Oh no, they're lifting it up. They're lifting it. Look, it's doing it. It's doing a wheelie. It's doing a wheelie right there. Everything nice and slow. They're actually filming it. There's some guys filming it on a tripod over there because they might be able to make more on the video if it goes bad than the cost of the damage it may incur. But anyway, crane's going up in the air right now. It's doing a wheelie. And there it goes. This crane, like I said, it's 90 tons. 90 tons. And it will pick up, the yellow crane will pick up 350 tons. So, for instance, a ton is what I'm standing on right here. My Samurai is extremely light for a vehicle. It's 2,000 pounds. That crane over there weighs 90 of my Samurais. 90 tons. 180,000 pounds. Look, it's totally in the air now. Well, that's crazy. Woo. Okay. So, 90-ton crane getting picked up by a much larger crane. I'll have to look that one up. Doesn't say which size it is. That is a Lebor crane. And looks like we have BHC Company helping a brother out. They're helping out their buddy Maxim Crane. It seems that maybe Maxim Crane doesn't have a crane big enough to pick up their crane. Maxim Crane's a pretty big crane company. I've used them before. We do big palm trees. So there it goes. And this guy in the front of the crane sneaking around right there, he's kind of buried in the shadows. He has a lead line. That guy right there. He has a lead line. His job is to make sure this thing doesn't start spinning. And so these guys that work on these job sites, this is all union work, super expensive laborers here. They make a ton of money. Each guy's probably at $50, $60 an hour. And they bill out at like 120 or something. And but today, nobody's working, or at least right now, because this is too entertaining. Everyone's gonna watch the crane, except these guys. These guys are not phased at all. Look at it. Rebar tiring. That was a tough job. These guys are tough. And here we go with the crane. Understandably, they're going very slowly. Oh, maybe it's break time. No, they're gonna get this done before everybody hits the taco truck. Here it goes. Maybe I go and fast forward this video. Put some music on it. Just hold this thing right here. That's bizarre. You got two lead men, the ropes. Probably do it with just one. It's easier with two, more leverage. And they're swinging it in. That's right, I switched angles. I was over there, but that was backside, so I just hurried up real quick and ran over here to show you this. That is spectacular. I couldn't get it all. Let's do this. It's gonna make you sick, but you'll see the whole thing. Just turn your head sideways. No problem. I promise I'll turn it back on the side. Look at that. That's what we're dealing with. 90,000 pounds. Like the palm trees that I move, the big giant canary palms, they weigh half that. The biggest ones, 45,000. It's hard for me to believe that my palm trees, 2 of my palm trees equal that one big crane right there. But I guess it's true. So there it is, people. Dropping it down in the pit. And it's exactly what I thought. That is a big parking structure. You can see the ramps on how you get down, the different levels. So maybe it'll be a huge parking structure. But when you decide that you need to get a crane into a pit, well, the person you want to call is BHC Crane Company. We guarantee you that crane operator right there is extremely nervous. He was probably most nervous when he was halfway across. When he was above, it looks like there's a dolly system for all the counterweight. In fact, you know what? That yellow crane probably weighs a lot more than that right now, because it's only vehicle rated to drive down the road at 90,000 pounds. They bring a separate trailer out with counterweight on it. That thing's probably all counterweighted out right now, so it probably weighs more than 90,000 pounds. So it looks like they're probably out from the center of the crane. You always measure from the center of the crane, right here, to wherever you want to take your load. You need to know how much your load weighs, and then you can do the calculations on what size crane you need. And in this case, we needed a real big one. But yeah, so it looks to me that those guys are out about 50 feet. Center of the load. It's basically the center of the load. It's not the center of the farthest extremity of the load, because the load could be swinging around. It's basically directly below that point. That's where you want to measure to. From there to there. That's your load distance. It looks like, from what I can tell, everything went well. They got it done. And I could probably get along my way. My next stop, believe it or not, is Steve Young's house. You know Steve Young? He was my favorite football player before he and his wife walked into my nursery. And I'm like, I know you. Who are you? Oh my God, it's Steve Young. Anyway, I did a big job for them. I'm gonna drive up to their house, check in on all their palms. This is right up the road here in the South Bay. Deliver some of my famous oranges. They send me peanut brittle not peanut brittle, this amazing chocolate stuff every Christmas. And they have the best Christmas card ever of anybody I've ever seen every year. And so they're like the nicest people on the planet. Anyway, I'm gonna go visit them next. I'm gonna be a little late because sorry, Barb and Steve. Anyway, there it is. Dropping it down in the pit. Of course, they're gonna have to do this whole exercise one more time, getting that crane out. Looks to me like the crane's gonna live there for a while. And as you can see, everyone, including, that guy is videoing. And if you could see off in the distance, that guy is videoing. Everybody's doing what I'm doing. So I'm gonna say they got it done. There you go. There's your entertainment for the day or the evening. Sorry it was not plant related.